Okay, welcome to this session. Thank you for joining again. It was really nice to see your faces last week, and I hope to see you, at least maybe more of you every week, so we can continue practicing together. Today we're going to go through strengthening and stretching of the whole body. As you know, this is an intermediate practice. So if there are maybe one or two poses which you find a little bit challenging, you can always leave them out. Take a moment, take another pose, and then come back and meet us again. And that's it, really. Okay, we're going to begin standing on our mat. So just come to the middle of your mat. Okay, take your feet just hip distance, spread through your toes. And we're going to begin with a few belly breaths. So with one hand onto the belly and the other hand onto the chest, you can just close your eyes and release your shoulders, drawing back into your internal space. We'll begin with one deep breath in through the nose. Draw the breath deep from the belly all the way up to your chest. And as you exhale, feel the chest, feel the belly releasing back down. We'll take another two of these deep breaths, feeling that fluidity rising all the way from the belly up into your chest. And as you exhale, releasing the chest, releasing the belly and the shoulders. Another two breaths, inhaling in through the nose. Exhaling, release the breath out completely. And then just allow yourself to follow your natural breath. So without making too much effort, too many changes, just following the rhythm of what is already there, what is already present for you. Taking this time to really connect with yourself and what you most need at this time. You center yourself with the breath, you can pronounce also your intention. What I most need at this time is, and how can I contribute to helping that sankalpa, that intention to manifest. We'll begin every session by planting these seeds of intention and then allowing them to grow or to be fed and nourished throughout our practice. And release the arms by the sides of your body. Draw the chin into the chest. I'm just going to roll the head a few times. So rolling to one side, and then rolling your chin across to the other side. And again, with the breath. Okay, so always witnessing, acknowledging the breath as you're moving your body. Really coming into feeling how the body feels. Rather than thinking of your movement, rather moving with feeling of your movement. Let's draw the shoulders up to the ears. As we exhale, release the shoulders down. Okay, loosening the shoulder blades, those spaces where you hold on to tension. We roll the shoulders forward. Exhaling as you let go of the muscles. Inhaling as you're hugging the shoulders up to the ears. Take three more. Exhale. Last one, consciously slowing everything down. As you exhale, just let the body fall open. Let your chest fall open. Root your feet firmly into the earth. We can reach with the hands behind the back. Okay, interlacing the hands here. We're going to take the feet slightly wider, and we're going to bend into the knees. Just allow the chest to rest onto the upper thighs. And as you exhale, bow your head down and just take a nice, easy stretch. So your hands are interlaced, but your palms aren't touching as you're stretching all the way back. Drop your chin into your chest. And as you're inhaling, bend a little bit deeper into the knees and just allow the hands to release by the sides of your body in chair pose. Stabilizing yourself through your feet, rooting your bones down towards the earth. And then as you're exhaling again, dropping the chest down, drop the head down, reach behind, taking that nice, easy stretch. Chin dropping into the chest. And bending a bit deeper into the knees as you rise back into chair. So here, the sensation of rooting down and rising through a straight spine. Okay, let's do one more. Drop your heart, release your belly onto your upper thighs. Take a nice, easy stretch here, or begin to straighten your legs. Let your head fall heavy. Let your spine elongate all the way down to the mat. And as you're inhaling, you're bending slightly into the knees, lifting all the way up. Take a nice big circle with the arms and release your hands all the way back down by the sides of your body. We come into mountain pose. So standing nice and tall with the feet just slightly apart, so as wide as the hips, pulling up through the top of your head, sit bones aligned towards the mat. And here, that same sensation of grasping your hands behind your back to come into balance. So we're going to balance our weight onto the left foot, and we're going to pick up the right foot and just come into a quadricep stretch. Okay, breathing in to your quadriceps. I'm going to step that leg all the way back. So we're stepping all the way back as far as you can, and we're going to drop down into a low lunge. Okay, ankle lined up with your knee, back toes can release down, and we're coming up into the lunge, pressing into that front foot, engaging through our left upper thigh. And as we exhale, we're going to lower the hands down, pressing all the way back with the left hip, lengthening your heart across the left leg. Okay, we come back into your lunge, reaching your arms up. Okay, staying steady and stable through your center. So trying your best not to wobble from one side to the next by engaging your core muscles. Drop the hands down to the earth, shift with your left hip back. Spine lengthens. Imagine you're reaching your heart forward and drawing your shoulders back. We'll do one more. Breathing in, reaching up. Exhaling and pressing back, reaching the heart forward. If you want to go a bit deeper into the stretch, you can elongate your arms forward and drop and bow your head down. Inhale as we come back up. You're going to step that back leg forward. Exhale, empty the breath here. Same stretch, reach behind, legs straight or bend. Folding in. Into chair pose, deeply into the knees. Rise the arms up by the sides of the ears. Root down through your sit bones. Nice and long spine. Inhale, press the feet into the mat. Nice big circular movement. Keep that connection of the shoulders here. That same connection as when you interlace the hands behind your back. And we come to balance on the right leg. So we're going to pick up the right foot and come into your quad stretch. Okay, so your chest is nice and open. You're spreading through the toes of your right foot, and you're breathing into the quadricep. Hug your belly in towards your spine. We're going to step that leg back. You're going to drop the knee down. We meet in a low lunge. Again, the ankle and the knee are lined up. We lift and we root down through your hip. Let your shoulders also release down towards the mat. Good. Let's take a breath in, reach the hands down. Exhale as we press the right hip back. Okay, lengthen the heart across the body or in front of the body. Allow the shoulders to release back. And we come back up through the center. Steady through your core. Exhale, pressing back. Hip shifts back, heart reaches forward. We'll do one more. Pressing back, the option here to go a bit deeper into the pose. Keep pressing back with that right hip as you fold over. And we're going to bend into that front knee. We're going to come into a plank pose. So root down through your hands. Again, make sure your wrists are directly under your shoulders as you press back into plank. You're going to send that energy into the back of the body. You're going to lift your hips. Okay, and you're going to shift with your heels backwards towards the back of the room. Okay, let's look forward. And here there's the option to modify your plank as you're dropping your knees down to the mat. We're going to lower the whole body down in slow motion. So you're bending the elbows and stabilizing yourself through your strength of your arms, of your core. Lower down onto the mat. Rise into Cobra. Chest nice and open. Okay, shoulders relaxed. There's no frowning with the face. Face is soft. Exhale as you lower back down to the mat. Let's take another breath in, rising into Cobra. Exhaling. We rise into upward facing dog. We're going to linger here a little while. Okay, if upward dog is too much for you, you can stay in Cobra. Okay, and you can take the head all the way back if it feels good, but try not to let the head collapse back. Use your eyes, lengthen through your torso. We meet in downward facing dog as we exhale. Then pedal through the feet, bringing some vitality and some energy into the back of the legs, into your calves, into your hamstrings. Spread through your fingers, draw your shoulders away from your ears. We root down with the heels towards the mat. Feel the energy drawing into both of your legs as you hug your belly in towards your spine. Come onto the tiptoes. Let's bend the knees and look forward. Press with the hips all the way back. Feel that length drawing from your spine. Okay, and we're going to step or walk the feet through. Exhale as you fold into Uttanasana. The legs can be straight or soft. And then we rise all the way up. Spread through your fingers, root through your feet, join your palms together. Bring it into your chest as you exhale. Step that right leg back again. So we're going to come into that balance first where you're going to lift your right leg up and then we're going to go straight back. Okay, we're going to drop the knee down, come into the lunge as you inhale, steady in your center. And as you exhale, drop the hands back down and shift with the left hip back. So you're coming into your half split here. Your chest reaches forward, option to fold if you want to go deeper. Okay, now from here, we're going to take the hands a little bit further forward. We're going to step off that back leg. So we're balancing here on the left leg. Heart is pressing forward. Okay, we're in a kind of supported warrior 3. And then we're going to bring the leg down. And we're going to exhale and fold into our stretch. So you can soften through your knees or keep your legs straight. Take a nice easy stretch. Into chair pose. Press into both of your feet. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, release the hands by the sides of your body. And we'll do the other side. So finding your balance on your left foot, you can take the right leg up. Step the right leg back. I'm going to drop your knee down, rise. Exhale, lower down, and press the hip back. As we come forward, take the hands a bit further front, stepping off the back leg, heart reaches forward. We're coming back into plank pose. Okay, line up your hands, wrists over your shoulders, drawing energy into the back of the body, looking forward. Option to drop the knees here, or go with the full body into your push-up pose. Okay, so we're working more with quality rather than quantity. We're breathing in, rooting down through the shoulders and the pelvis as you rise. Exhaling and lowering down. So the quality of your cobra determined by the connection you have to the earth. Exhaling down, and we rise back into cobra or upward facing dog, lingering here for a breath, really to feel, experience the pose. Shoulders drawing back, gaze can be up. We'll meet again in downward facing dog. Length through your whole spine. If you want to modify the pose for downward facing dog, then you drop the knees down and you take your fingertips forward. Think of lengthening in the spine as you press back through your hips and come into puppy pose. Okay, if you are in downward facing dog, imagine someone was drawing your hips back, elongating your whole spine on the back of the legs. We're going to bring the big toes into touch. Bring the right leg up as you inhale. You want to bring the right knee to the right outer tricep. As you're exhaling, you're coming forward onto the left tiptoes. We breathe in, take the leg all the way back up. And we're going to come across to the left tricep. We're going to take the leg all the way back up and come through center, rooting down into warrior one. So checking in with your feet, rising into your warrior pose. So here your feet are kind of at a diagonal angle and your back leg is slightly diagonal towards the left side. Good. You want to root down through the outer edges of the feet, bend into your front knee, and then pull up through the top of your head. Okay, let's roll the shoulders back. Create some space in the chest and in the upper back. Again, breathing in. So if your feet are stable and steady, you should be able to move your hands with ease. And from here, we're going to drop down with our left knee. We're going to come back into the lunge. So we're just reinforcing our warm-up. We press into the right foot, so you're engaged through your right upper thigh. And then as you exhale, you press back with the right hip, lengthen with the body across the right leg. Option to go deeper. And we're going to add a quad stretch. So we're going to root down through the left hand with the right hand reaching behind for the toes. Okay, if this one is too much, just leave it out, stay in your low lunge. Okay, if you're in the quad stretch, your right shoulder drawing slightly back. You're inviting your left heel towards your buttock. Exhale, releasing down. Okay, we're coming off that back leg, so we're going to balance on the right foot. Reach the heart forward, come into your balance here. There's also the option to bring the hands to the heart and lift through the heart space in warrior three. I don't have the space, sorry, to go with my arms forward. And also take your arms forward. And as you exhale, you root back down. And we come through a vinyasa. So creating your own variation here, full variation or modified variation. And we meet again in downward facing dog. Let's take 3 nice breaths in through the nose. Exhaling through the nose or the mouth. If you need to rest, drop the knees and then come back. Exhale. Another breath in. We empty the breath out. Big toes touching in the center of your mat. Left leg reaches up. Bring the left knee to the left tricep. So you're coming onto the tiptoes of the right foot. Bring the leg all the way back up. We're going to cross over to the right side. Leg all the way up. And we come through to the center. Okay, let's root down through the back leg, rising into warrior one. Nahar ulfi golli. Okay, so you want to root and rise here. Length through your spine, stabilize yourself onto the outer edges of your foot. Okay, create space in your chest with your breath. So you're breathing in, creating that nice big circle. Okay, coming into those spaces that you can't access in the body unless you're doing these big movements. We're going to root the hands down to the mat. Drop the right knee down. Okay, come into your low lunge. Okay, pressing gently with that left foot into the mat. Exhaling, pressing back into your half split. So you're going to press with your left hip back, heart reaches forward, option to go deeper. We're going to go into the quad stretch. So if the quad stretch is too much, you can work here. If you're coming into the quad stretch, root through your right hand, and with your left, you're going to pull your heels in towards your buttocks. You're going to draw that left shoulder open. Take a breath, feeling this in your right quadricep. And we exhale, lower down. We're going to reach the heart forward, lift off that back leg, come into your balance. So either here or with the hands rooting to the heart or reaching forward on warrior three. We'll go through another vinyasa. So we root down into plank pose. Okay, modified variation or full variation. Stay steady through your center, whichever option you're choosing. Try not to cut corners. Okay, really understand your body. Practice safely. Stay here for 3 breaths. If you feel like you need to rest, drop your knees, come into child's pose. Take a moment here, surrendering down. Let's take another easy breath in. And we're going to meet in the center of your mat. If you are in child's pose, coming into downward facing dog, stepping to the center of your mat, just hanging down for a moment, reaching for opposite elbows, swaying the body here from side to side. Okay, you can sway, wrapping your body around the side of your thighs, the side of your hips. Coming back up through the center, chin dropping into the chest, slowly rolling all the way up, and then rolling the shoulders back a few times. Good, rolling the shoulders forward. We take the feet and step them a little bit further out. Okay, so we're going to come into some hip opening sequences beginning with warrior two. So pivoting through that left foot, but like we did last week, okay? So the hips remain square, and then you pivot just your foot and see what happens, okay? If you feel like the whole body's turning, come back to your center, pivot just your foot, try to keep your hips square. You can even bring the hands onto the hips. Okay, and then from here, we're gonna extend the arms out nice and strong. Take your gaze forward to your drishti, through your front middle finger, so your left middle finger, and then you bend into your front knee, but you stay steady in your center. Okay, if you need to make any adjustments, open up the legs a little bit wider. Okay, just so that you're feeling like you're lunging into your warrior pose. You should feel good, strong here. Pull up through the top of your head. Okay, take a nice breath in. And as you're exhaling, allow your shoulders to draw away from your ears. We're going to bring that right hand up in between the shoulder blades. Okay, with the left hand, just stretching here into the tricep. Okay, exhaling. Then we're going to reach with the left hand behind the body and the hands can interlace here. Good. Let's inhale into reverse warrior. So your gaze is up, you're lifting through your heart. Okay, you're peaceful, surrendering. And as you exhale into your side angle, so you're kind of looking over your right shoulder. You're inhaling as you're coming back into reverse. Or peaceful warrior, Shanti Virabhadra. Exhaling as you lean forward, pressing up through your right side body. We'll do one more breath. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, you're kind of pressing with your right ribs out and looking over your right shoulder. And we come here with the legs straight in preparation for Trikonasana. Right hip shifting back. Try to gather some length here in the body. And then as you exhale, moving into your Trikonasana. Okay, see where your hands naturally fall. If your hand comes onto the knee, that's fine. If it lowers all the way down to the mat, that's fine. You lengthen up through your fingertips, just to feel that sensation of your spine being nice and tall. We come back up into warrior. Into straight legs, pivot the toes to face forward. Okay, let's take a nice deep stretch here, dropping the head down, releasing any tension in the face. You can release your neck from side to side. Allow your legs to support you in this pose. Okay, hug your belly into the spine. And then either taking a yogi grip with the index finger and the big toe and the thumb onto the big toe, or just holding onto your ankles. You're going to solidify your posture through your feet, and you're going to press with your hips back as you lengthen your heart forward. Good. Keep pressing with your hips back. Reach your heart forward as you breathe in. And as you exhale, keep that length and fold all the way down. Okay, no tension here in your neck, in your shoulders. If you feel you're overextended, soften into your knees. Let's release here for another breath. Think of always letting go. If there's tension being held there, let go, let go, let go. So you're really tuned into the wisdom of your body rather than to your mind here. We're going to come up halfway. We're going to reach all the way up. Extend the arms out. Take a moment, if your pressure is low, take a moment to stabilize so you're not feeling dizzy. And then pivot with your right toes. Okay, again, be careful of your hips. So as you're pivoting your toes, you want your hips to remain facing the side. Okay, this is a hip opening pose. So we're going to look forward to the space between our index finger and our middle finger, And then we're going to lunge into our warrior pose. Nice and strong. Chest is open, arms engaging. The right hand reaching here in between the shoulders. And with the left, we're going to stretch into the tricep. That's it. Inhale. And exhale. Pull up through the top of your head so you're not collapsing into your warrior pose. And with the left hand behind the back, join the palms together or the fingertips. We inhale into Shanti Virabhadra. Remember, peaceful pose. Lift through your heart. Exhale into your side angle. Lifting through your left side body and looking past your left shoulder. Inhaling as we come back in. Exhaling as you fold or extend. And we'll do one more. Inhaling lift. Exhaling here. Releasing the hands, moving into your position for Trikonasana. The starting point here is never one where the hip is out. The starting point is the hips are aligned and your arms are straight. And then you're shifting with your left hip out and you're creating some space in your upper body. When you feel that stretch behind that right leg, then you can go deeper and you can move into your pose. Okay, the hand, as I said, either to the earth or here. You're going to lengthen up through your fingertips, feel your chest opening, like there's a wall behind the back of your body. Okay, deep breaths in through your nose, relaxing on your exhale. Inhale as you're coming all the way up. Extend the arms out. Exhale, let's release the arms down by the body. Okay, let's take a nice breath in, reach the fingertips all the way up. Exhale, release the hands down. And again, nice breath in, reaching all the way up. And exhale, bring the hands down. Okay, we're creating a slightly smaller space here in preparation for a kind of goddess pose where we're going to squat. So we're turning the big toes to point out now and the heels towards each other. Okay, not too much, a kind of halfway. Okay, so not all the way open, but kind of angle there. And then you're going to root down through your sit bones, and we're going to reach with the arms up. Okay, so you're rooting down, you're reaching with the arms up. We're going to take a nice deep breath in here, and bring your fists in towards your hips as you exhale. Okay, so you're going to breathe in, exhale. Breathe in, exhale. 3 more. Right arm coming over, stretching into your side. Good. And then we change, inhale. And again, we inhale. And we change. Let's come back up to the center. I'm going to take a vinyasa here. Okay, you're going to windmill your hands all the way down to the mat. If you want to make your vinyasa a little bit more challenging, you can also add a push-up. So you can drop up and then lower down into cobra. Okay, always remembering you can modify each pose. Exhaling, and we meet here in downward facing dog. Stretching through your whole body. If you need to take a break, drop your knees and then come back. If you're here in downward dog, spread through your fingers, spread through your toes, feel the energy drawing into the back of your legs. You're going to keep working through the hips, so the hips are nice and warmed up now. We're going to go deeper into the hip. So the right leg reaching up, we're going to open up our right hip. Okay, bending the knee. You can shift your gaze underneath your right armpit. And then we're going to meet in pigeon pose. So the right leg is going to come forward and we're going to open up in pigeon pose. Okay, take the time you need to settle into this pose. Okay, if you have any issues with your knees, maybe taking a blanket and placing it underneath your knee. And here, just taking the time to find and stabilize your position, to loosen into the hips, especially if you have tight hips. Okay, take your time. You don't have to just plonk yourself into the pose. Ease into it with the breath, ease into it with the body. When you find that position where you can be there and you can be breathing and you're not dying to get out of the pose, then we stay there with the breath. Let's just enjoy 2 rounds of breath here. With every exhale, feeling your shoulders releasing down. We're going to come into an easy twist. We're going to bring the right hand with the right wrist underneath the right shoulder. We're going to take the left hand to the lower back, kind of looking over your left shoulder or looking back towards your toes. Okay, let's relax the waist here as we twist. Okay, leaving the past behind and coming back into the center. Okay, we're going to fall into that right hip. With the left leg, we're going to come over. So the left leg is coming over and we're rooting the foot down, either to the outer edge of your knee, or if your hips aren't quite there yet, to the inner. Okay, you want to root down through both of your sit bones, lengthen up through the top of your head. Okay, if you want, you can even add an arm stretch here, so you can bring the right hand in between your shoulders, left hand behind the body. Okay, that sense of lengthening through the top of your head and rooting through your sit bones. You can even close your eyes here and just go into the body and see where it needs space, where it needs breath, where it needs healing. Perfect time to be curious about our bodies and how they work for us, how they support us, and how we can support them. Let's take another easy breath here. Exhale, release the hands here. We're going to take that leg, the top leg, so the left leg back. We're going to pick the body up and come back into plank pose. Okay, and here you can either go through your regular vinyasa or you can take the push-up pose, even modified with the knees down, breathing in, exhaling out, all the way down into Cobra Upward Dog. We meet in Downward Facing Dog. Okay, letting the core be your steadiness before you bring that left leg up and open up the hip. Opening up into pigeon pose. Okay, taking time also through every transition. Okay, so there is no kind of starting point and ending point. Every transition is part of the journey. Steady yourself into a position where you can breathe with ease for 3 breaths. Left hand coming in front of the body. We're going to bring the right hand to the lower back and come into an easy twist. Okay, so we're looking over the right shoulder. The more you relax the muscles of your waist, the more naturally your body will open up into your twist. And as we exhale, we release the hands forward and we're going to bring the right leg over. So I'll sit in this angle so you can see that both of my sit bones are rooting into the mat. And then you're hugging your knee in towards your center and pulling up through the top of your head. Okay, it's optional to add the arms. So the left arm would go up first. Okay, maybe the hands will touch, maybe they're still far away. You're still gaining the benefit of the stretch, even if your hands aren't actually joining. Remember to let go on every exhale. Try to relax the body as much as you can. One more nice breath in through your nose. And as we exhale, we release the stretch, release the legs as well. Okay, if you need to take a moment, you can just drop your head down in between your knees. Okay, emptying out the breath, releasing the shoulders. We're going to move into the core now. So we're going to slowly begin to curl back into the spine. So you're using the lumbar spine to kind of curl and round through your back. Okay, and then you're exhaling and you're coming back up. So both feet are rooted into the mat. Your feet are hip distance. You're rounding into your spine. And you're exhaling as you're coming back. Good, and we'll do this a few times just to warm up your abdominals. And then as you're coming back, you're going to find your balance on your tailbone. You're going to lift through your shins. Okay, we're going to go a little bit deeper into the core. So you're going to breathe in and hug the knees in towards your chest, and you're going to exhale and extend the legs out. Inhale, hug the knees in. Exhale, press the feet out. Okay, if it's too much for you to straighten the legs, you can just work here with little movements. Okay, so you decide how deep you want to go into this core exercise. Okay, remember to use the breath. Go for 3 more. Inhale, release down. Drop your head all the way down. And we're going to lower down onto the back. Okay, so curling through the spine again, lowering onto the back. Let's hug the knees in towards your chest, releasing the ankles. So just rotating one way, rotating the other way. And just rocking a few times on the spine. So every time we're working the core, especially if your core muscles are quite weak, you're going to feel this in the sides of your lumbar spine. So in your lower back, it's quite natural. Don't let it, alarm you. But it's very important that you come into that counter pose. So you bring the body back into balance and back into safety. Okay, let's root the feet down into the mat. Okay, we're going to lift our hips and come into bridge pose. So let's keep the shoulders connected to the mat, really using your lower back muscles and your upper thighs here to lift your pelvis up. Okay, and see if you can press your feet a little deeper into the mat and lift your pelvis up a bit higher. We're going to keep the palms facing down for now. And we're going to do this dynamically. So we're going to lower the buttocks down to the mat as you inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to lift the hips up. So your buttocks are just tapping the floor as you inhale. And as you exhale, you're pressing into the feet, engaging your leg muscles and your buttocks as you lift up. Okay, let's do this again. Breathing in. Exhaling and pressing up. Okay, breathing in. Exhaling and pressing up. And again, inhaling, exhaling and pressing up. Okay, and if you want to go into a more advanced variation of the bridge pose, then you can join your palms together underneath your body. If you want to come down and rest, you can come down and rest. So I'm making these sessions a little bit more dynamic because I find that during COVID, we're not moving as much, we're not out as much. So the body needs a little bit more movement. Most of us are eating more as well. Okay, so let's lower the body all the way down to the mat and just bring the legs up, extending, letting blood flow from the toes, from the feet, into your pelvis. If you want to take this all the way up into your shoulder stand, you can. Just make sure that you keep your head straight. Okay, I'm not practicing the shoulder stand because I have issues with my neck, but feel free to come up onto your shoulders. Support your hands onto your back and don't turn your head from side to side. Or just extend the legs up. Both have the same benefit. And then to come out, you're going to invite, especially if you're in the full variation, you're going to invite the upper thighs to hug in towards your chest, and you're going to exhale and you're going to lower the legs down to the mat. We're going to carry on with these lower back stretches to ease into the lower back. Okay, so let's invite the right leg in to hug towards the chest. Okay, we're going to grab hold of that right knee with the left hand, and we're going to extend the right arm out to the side. Let's drop that right knee down to the left side. So before you drop it down, you can kind of shift your hips a little bit so that as you're dropping your knee down, your knee is drawing a little bit closer to the earth. And just allow your head to drop to the right side. So in a sense, you're coming into a spinal twist. And come back into the center. We extend that right leg up towards the sky. Okay, to stretch your right hamstring. Okay, every time you exhale, you relax the body. And then you wait for the body's invitation to hug the leg closer to the body. If the body doesn't invite the leg to hug closer, then you breathe wherever you are and still giving your focus to relaxation and to softening the muscles in the back of your leg. So always listening to our physiology rather than the mind alone. We can release the leg down to the mat. Okay, we're going to come back into the bridge pose. So either the same variation with the palms rooting down to the mat, pressing the feet up and coming up. Okay, you can stay here, you can work here if you want to work deeper. Okay, without dropping the hips, you can reach one leg up towards the sky. If you feel that your hips are shifting down, then go back to the first variation. Okay, remember we're working deeper, not more complicated, but going deeper into the body. So if you want to stay here and stabilize, lifting through, you can lift through. If you can lift the legs without dropping the hips, then you can go for this option. Then we lower down to the mat. hug the knees back into the chest. Okay, neutralizing the spine. Let's rock from side to side. Always remembering that we want to feel better through our yoga practice, not injured and in pain. So a little bit of aches and pains the next day is normal, but when you feel you're over pushing or overextending the body, just be aware of it. Okay, let's hug the left knee in towards the chest. We reach for that left knee with the right hand, extend the left arm out to the side. You can pick up your hips a little bit, and then just draw your left knee down to the right side and drop your head in to the left. Move into the hamstring stretch, so extending the left leg up to the sky. Taking a nice breath in, and as you exhale, relax the back of your leg. 2 more of these breaths. Nice breaths in and out. Soles of the feet dropping into the mat. So both of your knees are now bent. Your arms can kind of cactus shape open to the side. And your feet are hip distance. We're going to windshield wiper the knees from one side to the other side. Just a few times here. Okay, tapping into that sensation of the lower back, of the outer hips. We're going to drop the knees into the right side with your right foot just resting against your left knee. Okay, without pushing or trying to push yourself into any particular pose, just allow gravity to work its magic here. You can shift your head down to the left side, sorry. We can come back with the soles of the feet to the mat. And again, windshield wiper the knees from one side to the other side. And drop the knees to the left side, picking up the left foot and just resting it against the right knee. Drop your head in to the right side. Mentally preparing your body for relaxation. Shouldn't be too hard after today's session. We've worked the body really well. And come back in. Okay, taking happy baby pose as a final pose. So taking your knees wide and just turning the soles of the feet up to the sky. You can reach here either for the feet or for the ankles. Bend as deeply as you can into the knees. Feeling that stretch, that nice opening in your hips. Releasing any pent up or held emotions, frustrations. Chin dropping into the chest. And even rock a few times on the spine if it feels good. We begin that winding down process even from here. And prepare to come into Shavasana with your blankets, your sweaters, your cushions, whatever you would like to use for comfort. And just let your legs fall open, let your arms release by your sides. Let your body totally release to the mat. Okay, this gesture of full surrender. I release all control with my body. I release all control with my mind. And if you have the tendency to be somewhat of a controlled person, this might be the most challenging part of your practice. But remember that it's a few moments that you don't get back. And it's a few moments that you can really use to replenish your energy. I'm just going to move our head a little bit from one side to the other side. Just feeling the back of the neck, softening all the muscles in the back of your neck and in the back of your shoulders. Just find that neutral space for the head to drop. Then relax all of the muscles of your face and allow your teeth to unclench so your mouth is completely relaxed. Allowing the lips to part softly, bringing that sense of softness into all of your features, into that space behind the eyes, that space where the mind struggles to rest. Just softening that space. Softening the back of your head and your shoulders. Allowing gravity to draw you deeper into the earth with each breath. That space in your throat and your chest, the front and the back of your body. Your thoughts remaining in the background. So even though the mind sometimes carries on thinking, we make this conscious choice here to not attach to our thoughts. Let the breath become soft. Not controlled. And just ease your mind and your body into that space of surrender. Tapping into that moment of stillness where you can linger there in that space, where everything is a little more quiet, a little more peaceful. Where you can become the watcher of your breath, the watcher of your body, also the watcher of your thoughts. Just watching, not engaging. We can begin deepening the breath here. Taking deeper breaths in through your nose. Allowing oxygen to fill your body, exhaling through the mouth. Again, breathing in deeply through your nose. Letting the breath go, exhale. And again. Exhaling. Move the head again side to side. Bringing some life back into the body. With the arms interlacing above your head, take a nice stretch. And invite your knees to hug back into your chest. And circular movement created with the knees away from the body and back towards you. And reversing this direction. Embracing the fluidity we carry within. And we can roll over onto our side and very gently we can make our way up in our own time to come back into a seated position. Pulling up through the top of your head, feeling that space in your spine. As you're exhaling, curling into cat pose, opening up that space behind the shoulders or in between the shoulders. Inhaling, lifting your heart, drawing your shoulders back and opening your throat. Again, curling in as you exhale. Just embracing all of that space. Inhaling as you lift up. And again, exhaling, curling back in. Inhaling, lifting up. And spread your palms wide open. Take the arms all the way up above your head. Interlace your hands here. Inhale, reach the palms up to the sky. Exhale into the right side. Inhale back up. Exhale down. Take a nice final stretch up towards the sky, and we draw the hands into the space of our heart. One last full breath, breathing in through your belly all the way up to your chest. Exhale, let the breath go. Thank you for joining this lesson. I hope that you feel like you've created more space in your body and in your mind. And I wish you